M-Dog Gaming.
Good morning, it's M-Dog playing a little Hearthstone, going, I think, into Arena here. See what we can get into this morning. Alright. I'm not quite ready to play Priest yet. I think we'll actually go Shaman here. Let's do a good Shaman draft to get the day started off. So Mana Addict is alright. For a Shaman, you're going to have enough spells going on in most cases, according to how the draft goes. I don't ever play with Angry Chicken. Even if I got it on a Priest, I wouldn't play with it. In Arena especially, just too situational. Azure Drake is actually really good. Vanilla test is what people call looking at the attack and defense and comparing it to the mana cost, and this is a little below average, but what you got to keep in mind is we're getting spell damage as a Shaman, that's huge, and as a Battlecry we're drawing a card, another huge factor. Honestly, even in decks where spell power matters not, I still get Azure Drake at times. But in this kind of deck, it's going to be no question that that's the right choice. I guess the Young Dragonhawk would fit with our potential theme with a Shaman of having some Wind Fury. But so would the Harpy, and I think the Harpy, though the timing, I mean, there's not always a situation that actually works with the Harpy. I think it's more common than putting down a Dragonhawk and actually getting much work done with it. So we'll go Harpy. This is definitely between Sinjin and the Amani Berserker. It's actually a really tough decision. I think I'm actually going to go Sinjin here. I normally would go Berserker, but I normally go crazy for 2-drops, and I'm trying to stretch my mind a little bit here, and though I still want to get some 2-drops, not letting that dictate all my early picks. And this is Stormforged Axe, without really much question. This was between Feral Spirits and Sun Fury Protector, but I think Feral Spirits are so strong that even though I really like Sun Fury, I think Feral Spirits is the way to go. I like the guaranteed damage of the Elven Archer over something like Argent Squire, certainly over Totemic Might. We already picked up one of these. I think we'll get the Stormpike Commando here. His stats aren't great, but 2 damage in the midst of those trades mid to late game, they absolutely come in handy. So we'll do that instead of going too early Sinjins. Forked Lightning is really good, but I don't know that I can pass on an Ooze this early. No, I think we got to get the Ooze. Hopefully we'll get some more removal as we move forward. Oh, look at this junk. Ancestral Spirit is workable. Mana Addict is too. This really isn't junk. I take it back. This really isn't junk. The downside of Mana Addict, of course, is that because it doesn't have charge, you're going to put it down. So even if you do play a spell that turn, this card doesn't have attack. So it's not till the next turn that its card actually, that the writing on the card actually come into play. So at that point, if it's still alive, you cast a spell, it's going to have +2 attack for the remainder of that turn. Then it goes back down to 1. So every turn it resets. And honestly, when somebody sees this and they know if you've got a lot of spells, usually it's a target, and 3 health isn't that hard to take off, you know, unless you play it early. But if you play it early, what are the chances you're going to get too many spells out? I don't know. It's okay. Ancestral Spirit. Yeah, if we get some of the big cards, it would be worth putting that on something. Let's go with... Let's go with Ancestral Spirit. I really like the Auctioneer. The problem is, and it's going to be the same problem with the Violet Teachers, we're just not sure how many spells we're going to get. I think we'll go Violet Teacher. I think this, if you don't have spells, having a 4-cost 3/5, I think is a little more interesting than having a 5-cost 4/4. Go Violet Teacher there. And now we'll get a second ooze. Although I do like the Frostwolf Warlord a lot, but we just picked up, earlier we got 2 5s, so I think getting a second ooze here is pretty important. And this is between Gnomish Inventor and the Sinjin. I think we go Gnomish Inventor. This is our first card draw availability. And this is going to be Flame Tongue. Kind of pretty junky cards to me, Nightblade and Wind Fury. A third ooze. I think we're going to go Yeti here. Very solid card. Lots of reasons for it. It's vanilla test. You add these up to 9. More than doubles 4. It's also 4 attacks, so against a priest, it's out of range for Shadow Word, Pain, or Death. And statistically, it's pretty much the opposite of the Brewmaster. So it pretty much trades well with just about anything. It's just a good, really solid 4. So this is a tough call because we need the removal, and that's probably what we'll go with. But I love the Ancient Brewmaster. Just talking about how it's kind of the opposite of the Yeti. Yeti's a 4/5, this is a 5/4. Plus you can really do some cool things with Battlecry effects. And we need a 3. We really need 3, but I don't think we can go any longer without getting some more removal. Loot Hoarder's another good draw card, and it only has 1 health, so it may die quickly, but that's okay. You get to draw that card more quickly. It does do 2 attacks, so if it stays on the board, you know, you're getting an average sort of 2 mana cost attack out of it, this card. Bloodcell Raider is fine. Again, a 2 attack, but it does have more health. We have 1 weapon. So potentially this could be a 4 attack minion for 2 mana, but that's very situational at this point without knowing that we're going to get a second weapon. And again, Ancient Brewmaster is really good. I think we'll go Loot Hoarder though. Draw cards to win. As much as I really like this mechanic, Dragonwing mechanic, we desperately need a 3, and this is one of the best 3s, so we'll get a Harvest Golem. Alright, another chance to get Frostwolf Warlord, which I think we will. I like it a little bit more than Stormwind Knight, although it's a little bit close because you do have that charge with Stormwind Knight, but we're going to go Warlord there. Did we get the Mana Addict? No. I'm not necessarily feeling the Ancient Mage in this deck. Not near enough spells to matter to put such a sort of weak 4 down. The health is good. I mean, it can survive a turn 4 play potentially, but what I think is more interesting are these 2/2s. We do have a good many minions, so Pint-Sized Summoner does help us in that effect. And though we are a little light on spells, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3. 3 spells. Let's say that there's a pretty good chance we'll end up with 5 spells. I think that makes me lean towards Pint-Sized Summoner, to be honest. Mana Wraith is really cool. But if we get Mana Wraith, we're actually sort of potentially done with 2-drops. And we haven't, other than our ooze, we haven't gotten the strongest 2-drops, to be honest. And I like Mind Control tech, but I think I like Mana Wraith a little more. If you can get it out early, it just messes with your opponent in a cool way. Well, I just said we were done with 2-drops, and here we are getting another 2-drop, because I really don't want a second Wind Fury Harpy, but having a silence in the deck I think is important. This is pretty easy Doomhammer choice. This is just sort of an average 3. We don't have any other Murlocs. Sea Giant is just a little situational. It requires, you know, if it's one of those games where both sides are building up and not trading a lot, then yeah, you get this out for 3 mana and you're like, woohoo! Sea Giant, 8/8. Oh, but Wind Fury is so strong. I mean, sorry, Doomhammer. It does have Wind Fury, but Doomhammer is so strong. The thing we got to watch is try not to play it too early. Like turn 4 with the coin would be the earliest you could play it, or turn 5. And maybe trying not to do that unless it just really makes sense for what's on the table, because you want to try to draw out the ooze first. It's such a powerful card, and you're facing an overload penalty. If you get oozed on that, it's pretty disgusting. And I would lean towards Fork Lightning here, although needing a 3, this is a good 3 to have. But we don't have enough removal, and so we're going to go Fork Lightning again. Here's a 3 we can be happy with, though. More consistent than the Ghoul, I would say. Not necessarily as sexy, but more consistent. We'll go with the Razorfin Hunter. I think Lord of the Arena is a little garbagey. It's not completely, but for 6 mana and on a taunt, you really want more than 5 health. Like when you get up in the 6 mana range and above, playing something like our Wind Fury Harpy or even Lord of the Arena, which both have 5 health, those just don't last. You know, 5 health on turn 10, 5 health is not that much, and for your taunt to have it, that's probably pretty easy to slice through. So I don't value that very much. All right, maybe the best card, maybe the best class card in Arena. I don't know. I'd have to look at it. Does 3 damage on Battlecry. And it's a 6/5, and so it's right around vanilla on anyway. So 2 more attack than the Harpy. Of course, it doesn't have Wind Fury, but you're doing 3 damage upon entry. Such a good card. We have to take that. I wouldn't mind having a second Sinjin, but I'd take Fire Elemental every single time I could. This is interesting for me. We don't have an overload of 4s, so I think Silver Moon Guardian's on the table. We don't have any 7+, and so having a big heavy hitter, that's interesting. Sometimes by the time those get out, if it's really been a back and forth match, it's difficult to deal with. What do? Silencing it doesn't help. You've actually got to come up with the removal or 2 or 3 minions that actually can trade up to it. So it's a problem. And it never hurts to have 2 Stormforged Axe. So this is a bit of a quandary here for me. How much 2 mana we have? I just think I'm going to go War Golem here. I think I'm going to go War Golem. I'm just trying to get out of the box a little bit, try some new things, just to see what kind of different combinations can still lead to success in Arena. We're going to have so many 2-drops. And I said this time we're not going to get as many 2-drops. We're not going to get as many 2-drops. How many 2-drops do we have? 9. This is going to be 10 2-drops. A third of our deck at least is going to end up being 2-drops. So we've already got 2 oozes, which they're 3 2s. It's about as good of a 2 as you can get unless you're a rogue in terms of minions. So there's no complaining about it. The Direwolf Alpha, if we can keep our minions alive, yeah, Direwolf Alpha helps us trade. It gives adjacent minions +1 attack. But then a weapon in Arena is so valuable. I'm going to go Stormforged Axe. If for some reason this deck doesn't end up doing well, and we had not chosen a second Stormforged Axe, I would blame it on that. And I don't want to have any excuses, so I'm going Stormforged Axe. Do we get our 3rd Forked Lightning? That is the only Shaman spell we have really consistently been offered. I like Stormwind Champions, a good closer. We already have 1 Sinjin Shieldmaster. There's no problem with getting 2 of those. We'll be doing Forked Lightning like crazy. A 10th of our deck would be Forked Lightning. But honestly, compared to most Shaman decks that I'm used to, what is the thing that's missing here is removal. Removal is what's missing, or limited. The one nice thing about Stormwind Champion with Shamans, and this is true of Paladins as well, is your other minions have +1/1. Well, if you have a couple totems up on the board at that point, they count as well. So that's really nice. I think it's between these 2. But removal is king, right? I mean, and that's what I don't use removal enough in my Arena decks. I think I'm going to go Forked Lightning. I want to see how this goes with a little more removal. Speaking of removal, here's another one. Or we can go with a minion with a mana cost that we actually need, and that would be one of these. So we just have 1 silence, and that's the Ironbeak Owl. A correctly timed Flesh-Eating Ghoul is just really, really good. It makes them deal with the ghoul. It gets premium removal out of their hand ASAP. Of course, Spellbreaker. Neither one of these quite meet vanilla test. And I'm going to start calling it something different. I don't know what. Neither one meet the M-Dog standard. Whatever. I was creating a chart the other day, and I was kind of going through with class and neutral minions and trying to just really grade them based on, first of all, what's the test of mana cost to attack and defense rating? And then I was adjusting it for how situational is the card when you look at not only the stats, but whatever the ability is, if it has one, and how effective is it? So I was kind of going 3 ratings. 1, just a very mathematical rating. 2, effectiveness or situational, how situational it was. And 3, effectiveness. And so based on that original rating, it would then get adjusted based on how situational the card was and how effective the card was, thinking about Arena. And then I was sort of coming up with a rating. So I've got a lot of work to do if I'm actually going to finish that M-Dog rating scale. But both of these are a little bit below that first step of rating. However, neither one of them suffer from being too situational. there's often something to silence that helps at least a little bit. And there's often going to be at least one minion that's about to die when you place a minion down. And they both can be very effective. So these are both pretty good cards, cards that I at least wouldn't downgrade based on their effectiveness or their how situational they are. On the other hand, we have another removal Rockbiter weapon. As someone in my comment thread posted last time I played Shaman, you can give any friendly character, that includes yourself, +3 attack this turn. So if you want to trade with something and you need 3 attack for it, you don't have to put that on a minion. You can put it on yourself, or if you already have a weapon, you can add it to your current weapon damage. So as you can imagine, that really can come in handy. But I think the ghoul is the play here, to be honest. I think getting a little bit more, one more 3 minion is very important. So that's what we're going to do. Whoa! This is easily Ragnaros. I'm not too high on Deathwing. When I first unlocked Deathwing in Constructed, which was very early, one of the first things I did was get a lucky unlock of Deathwing in one of the packs I opened when I first started playing. Maybe the first 5 arenas I played in that group, Deathwing was in one of those cards. Immediately put him in a couple constructed decks. At that point my ranking was so low, I was going against other people that didn't know what they were doing, just like I didn't know what I was doing. And I got some use out of Deathwing. Since then, now honestly I haven't used him a whole lot, but I just don't like him. I don't like that, especially in Constructed, people are smart enough to at least save back one removal or, something that they can combo together to deal with him. And you have discarded all of your cards. Now, if you're desperate, if you have a card deficit, you don't have any cards available, and they have board control, well, yeah, you're like, heck yeah, Deathwing. But it is very situational. So for Arena, I wouldn't normally choose him, though if there weren't better choices, I would be okay with that. You can work with it. Even if he just holds in your hand the whole match and you never play him. Gruul is actually okay. 8 mana, you get him out. If you can protect him, he could turn into a 9/9 before they deal with him. But, come on now. Ragnaros? Firelord? He can attack, but at the end of your turn, deal 8 damage to a random enemy. So that's 8 damage to either one of their minions. It's going to kill any minion, just about. Or to their hero. At that point in the game, 8 damage sucks. So what are they going to do? They're going to silence him? Boom. All of a sudden you're attacking with Ragnaros. Are they going to attack him with all their minions to kill him? He does 8 damage to every one of them. He takes them out. Ragnaros is so strong. If you watch Constructed, certain types of decks at least, Ragnaros is in every one of them. So he is strong and there's a reason for it. And it doesn't require as much synergy as some of the other legendaries. So we'll take Ragnaros. Alright, here's our deck. Mana curve, plateau, pretty flat. Got a little step at the end, which is good. I mean, you wouldn't want these too high, but we've got a heavy hitter with the War Golem. Wind Fury can do some work. Fire Elemental is great. Ragnaros is a monster. Pretty flat here, except for 2. Now, the reason why this happened, it wasn't just my inclination to always go for 2-drop minions. Though I admit, I have a weakness, and it's 2-drop minions. I'm going to start going to a group. But some of that was Shaman. We took 2 Stormforged Axe. They happened to be 2-drops. We took an Ancestral Spirit because we were kind of forced to. It was a 2-drop. We have a Flame Tongue Totem. Again, a little bit forced to. I'm not often drawn to the Flame Tongue Totem unless I feel like it's actually the strongest choice available there. Ironbeak Owl is Silence. We took it for that. Loot Hoarder's Draw. We took it for that. Mana Wraith, Pint-Sized Summoner, 2 Oozes. All those are our, what I would say, actual 2-drop minions that we hope trade well. So, yeah, we have a lot of 2-drops, but we don't have a deck full of Raptors, Oozes, Crocs, Fairy Dragons. It's not like we took every 2-drop minion we saw. It just sort of worked out that way. You know what? I like this deck. Can I make any guarantees about how it's going to perform? No. I liked it before Ragnaros. I like it a little more after Ragnaros. Weaknesses. Little light on card draw, but okay. We have enough, I think, 3, 4, 5s where we won't be playing so fast that we necessarily run out of cards too quickly, but it could happen. With all those 2s, it could certainly happen. Another weakness, little bit lighter on removal than I would like, especially for a Shaman deck. Kind of expect you have a little more. The other thing that helps with card draw, though, is remembering his special ability. We'll be tapping that totem, especially when we get to turn 4 or 5. Occasionally just be tapping that totem instead of just playing, being tempted to play two minions in a turn. So that can help a little bit with card draw. But yeah, a little light on removal. I like our minions though. I mean, I think we've got really interesting minions, especially our 3, 4, and 5 drop minions. I think we were able to choose pretty strong ones. Fire Elemental's great. Harpy's a little weak, but overall pretty good. I don't know how it will do, but I'd be really surprised. I'll say this, I'll put it out there. I'd be really surprised if we didn't get to at least 4 or 5 wins with this deck. That's how I feel right now. Let's test it.
Thrall versus Valera.
Watch your back.
For Doomhammer.
Trying to think about how important is a 3-drop here. I mean, I kind of like our 2, 4, and 5. And we're not going to, even against a rogue, we're not going to, there we go. We're not going to hold on to an ooze waiting for, a time. Oh, did they put their weapon on this time, or did they put their big weapon on? We're not going to do that against a rogue. We have another ooze coming later, so we're all good. We're all good with that. We are going to ooze up because we've got our axe and we've also got totems. See if the rogue had two drops. Or, well, this is a 1-drop, but if he has a true 2-drop, or if he's just going to axe up.
So many
I mean,
options.
the problem with axing on turn 2 is that it means we won't be able to put our golem down turn 3 because of overload. But I think we almost have to now so that we can take this taunt out this turn. Because we don't want to let him just kind of hide behind the taunt and build up. Right? We don't want that, right? So then we're going to come back turn 3 and we're going to have 2 mana. So if we don't draw something, we'll be getting a totem out. I think this is the play.
Elements guide me.
Even though he can drop a 3-drop minion, take out our ooze with his dagger. Oh wow, he's not going to put anything down, so he just drew a card. That actually helps us. It makes us less... Ooh, goodness. It makes our wasted turn feel a little less like a wasted turn. And if we don't have...
Silver Moon.
if we don't have a spell in the deck yet, I think we go Yeti here and then axe the Divine Shield off. I think that's what we do.
Elements guide me.
only reason why I mean, and I think this is a valid question. Do you take the shield off on turn 4 or turn 5? I took it off turn 4, and this is why. Turn 5, he could have something else out there that has 2 life. And maybe at that point, we want to take it out. Still has 3 mana left. We definitely don't want to put Warlord out right now. He's just going to dagger up again.
Choose soon.
Pretty conservative play. Probably smart. No, he might drop something. Let's see. Alright, I mean, I think coming right back with the Yeti is fine. Does he have another card to play? Ah, very smart. Gets that, yeah, I think our only thing here is just to go ahead and do this. Gets that Divine Shield right back on it. Now in turn 6, you know, if we're about to be trading or killing minions, then ghoul, maybe a ghoul golem combination. Be nice to get. On the other hand, we could go Violet Teacher Totem or Gnomish Inventor Totem. Let's see what he plays though. It's hard to say right now. Obviously, we got to take Questing Adventurer off the table. Even if it kills our Yeti, which if he has one more card to play, it will kill our Yeti. How did he play both of those? That was 4. How did he play 2 4-cost minions? Oh, he sapped it so that thing cost 2 less. That's right. Alright, we'll go ahead and take that off. Question is, let's see. Ghoul, take that out. And then Razor Fin gives us more bodies. Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
Elements guide me.
Don't mess with us.
This rogue's playing very smart and definitely got the lead right now. He's gonna kill the rogue with just his Divine Shield.
I got the best deals anywhere.
Interesting. Alright. Pretty aggressive play. I like it though. 7. We could trade again. It takes down to 19 life. Then we'd have 5.
What to do?
Just really not a good time to play Frost Wolf. There may not be a good time to be honest, but alright, instead of going Storm Faculty, he's got 4, 3, and 2. So Violet Teacher looks good, and so does Harvest Golem, I think.
What to do?
Pay attention, class.
So I think he'll prioritize getting Violet Teacher off, given the potential of us casting spells. Speaking of which, we haven't seen any of our Fort Lightning, which would be very helpful right now.
I wonder.
So, the fact that we have pretty strong cards, I think has at least kept us in the conversation here. However, the card order, his has been much more fluid. I mean, he's definitely has some sort of advantage, I would say, just in the tempo and the cards being out at the right time. It's been pretty awkward. There hasn't, for me at least, as I've looked at things, there haven't been plays where I've been like, oh yeah, that makes sense for right now.
Options.
He's just kind of got all the right cards at the right time, to be honest. We're just not really getting a lot at the time that we need it. So if we want to take 4 more damage, we can trade that. That would leave us 6.
I wonder.
Probably just Nomus Inventor and Totem. Let's see what we draw first.
Pass me that arc light spanner.
Totem.
Well played.
Yeah, she thinks I have lightning. I do, but it's not in my hand right now.
Well played.
2, 5, at least 5 damage.
I'm flying.
That's game over.
Well played.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we just ran into a rogue, first of all, that had a good draft and drafted well, and just played better than we did. And certainly had the right card order, you know? I mean, it's a card game. That's sometimes all it is. Sometimes we overthink these matchups, but they had a good hand. Just never could get going there. They were one move ahead of us the whole match.
Thrall versus Uther. I will fight with honor.
For Doomhammer.
You know, it's weird we didn't get any hexes in our deck. No hexes at all. Usually to play Shaman, you can count on 2 hexes, I would say. Well, I'd love to Ancestral Spirit the War Golem, but not for like until 20 minutes from now. This is
friend.
terrible. Such a slow and situational hand we just drew. Light's Justice, tell you what.
Let me think.
Play a card anytime now.
Don't mess with Tusk.
We could Fork Lightning it. That would be silly. Alright.
Mind if I roll
At least we got something we can play. It's not very strong. We got something we can play. If it survives, put a little ancestral spirit on this puppy. Get 2 card draws.
I wonder.
It's actually a terrible idea. Don't listen to me.
Drink with me, friend.
He'll trade here. If he's gonna do that mess. Or just hit it. That's true. Like justice. Hello? You gonna attack? You gonna attack there, puppy? Send your boar in, please.
Let me think.
I don't know what you had to think about napalm grenade. Oh, mercy. Alright. Slow this train down a bit. Yes. He's probably going to put that boar right back on the table. And then we'll have 2 of these little suckers out here. If we don't get a better play for turn 5, it may not actually be a bad idea to Ancestral Spirit and Flesh-Eating Ghoul this, or Fort Lightning and Ghoul, or Fort Lightning and Ancestral Spirit and Totem. Wow, that's a shocker. Let's see if he's going to attack. If he lights Justice, this guy, then he could take out Sinjin. Yes. He's going for it. He's not waiting. Haven't we been at this place before? Blank table on our end and those 2 characters on his end. I think I like Harvest, Golem, Totem. There's nothing to silence. It's not worth Fort Lightning these 2 brats.
What to do?
All right. Honestly, this match hadn't even started yet. He's hardly played that many cards, you know. We've hardly played that many cards.
Your magic shall not save you.
But he's definitely had advantage so far, I mean, that's for sure. Okay, obviously we'll trade up there. We will probably save that ooze. I wonder if we trade up there, will the Wind Fury Harpy make it here? Probably not. Might be smarter to just go ahead and Ghoul. This would be a 3 attack. It would trade well with that at the very least. You know what? If we do this, if we Flesh-Eating Ghoul, Light Fort Lightning, we'll have, and then we can Totem.
I wonder.
Let's try that. I'm tired of sitting back on our haunches. Get some removal out of his deck if nothing else. So we're going to have 5 mana. And right now, there's not a whole lot that makes sense for 5 mana, to be honest. Unless there's something to silence.
Let me
Or unless he equips a weapon. The other thing to consider is if... Oh, good play. Go ahead and get rid of that. Oh, nice. Divine Shield. Paladins are so annoying. Oh, he didn't charge with it. Why didn't he charge with it? I don't understand. Why do you not charge with it? We could totally Ancestral Spirit that. 4. We know we're going to take that out. We could silence 5. So 2, 4. We could just silence that, summon a totem, and kill that. Why did he not charge with it? I don't understand.
What to do?
Wait, was I just saying play the totem? No, just silence and play the totem. Okay. How great would it have been if we had gotten the totem with taunt? Man, that'd have been great.
Bring me steel.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
So we'll trade here. And then I don't know.
I wonder.
After that, I just don't know. Of course, we could put Pint Size and Wind Fury out. This would be at 2 attack. This will be at 4 attack.
I wonder.
We gotta take this out.
Summoning portal open.
Every turn he gets +1 attack. That's why he played this then, because he knew we would have to focus our attention on the alpha first, and if we didn't have good removal, which we didn't, then he was going to be able to...
Reporting for duty.
Alright, let's see what he's going to take out. If he takes out that Harpy, it cost him 2 minions, unless he has something else to play in his hand. Alright, so that makes sense, I think. So he's just going to let us... Now what we don't want to happen is, we don't want his ability to go on that one. We want it to go on his... Yes, 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 yes. I think that's the best case scenario. Okay, so we could do 3 damage to 2 enemy minions. That clears 2 of them. That's just too much value right now not to do that, right? As much as I wanted to put down the War Golem, I don't think that makes sense anymore. So we can go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that's a strong play.
Pay attention, class.
I am ready to learn.
And now we're going to put Ancestral Spirit on our Harpy. And we're going to summon a totem. And we'll trade here. Let the damage commence. And you know what? Consecration helps him, but it doesn't ruin us either.
Reporting for duty.
I think we just come right back with War Golem. Oh no, this is so strong right here. Let's see what...
Frost wolves stand ready.
Holy cow. Oh wait, we gotta test some things here.
You say. I shall do as you say.
Reporting for duty.
Instruction
Do you know how brutal that would have been if we would have let Molten Giant come back like that?
Instruction begins.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take that out. Yeah, that'd have been brutal. Alright, so what can he do here? There's nothing he can do. If he has a gigantic taunt, maybe 2 taunts he could put up. If he kills this, it comes back to life. Now, if he silences it, that's the way you gotta go. You gotta go silence.
Let me.
Problem is, we still have 10 damage here. 3 damage. Are you just getting card draw out of it? Or does he have something else to do? That doesn't really help. That doesn't really help.
Reporting for duty.
No, that could help. Hold everything. Man, that ancestral spirit. Tell ya. Alright, so let's test this way this time. This may do 2 damage to everything. Wait a minute. So if we summon something, its health is going to be brought down? Or do 4 damage to it or whatever? Is that what's going to happen? Alright, GG, napalm grenade. Oh well. Yeah, that was fun. We finally got that match swung around. That was a little touch and go early. But once we got rolling, oh my goodness. How about that ancestral spirit? And we got to in a place where Wind Fury Harpy really did some good work for us. Frost Wolf Warlord came out in a time with those totems that were up that made it gigantic. So that was a lot of fun. Good first win. You know, just one time in all of these matches, what I would like to happen in this arena run is for us to be able to put Ragnaros down and immediately Ancestral Spirit him. That would be so fun. It'd be fun until you had a silence, I guess. Then it wouldn't be so fun. All fun and games till they have a silence.
Thrall versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
For Doomhammer.
I'll hold on to the Feral Spirits. It's a very weak early too. Ugh. But Feral Spirits might help us catch up. Probably gonna need it.
Greetings, friend.
And at least the Feral Spirits are 2 separate bodies, so it's a little more difficult for... Alright, we gotta watch this early. We don't have the cards to take it out. If it gets out of control, we can always silence it later, but I'm going to start off with the Loot Hoarder, I think. Alright, Boxy. Please don't be one of those players that takes the full amount of time every time.
What to do?
Maybe he's thinking about coining up to put something down to give it a plus attack. A 1 mana cost spell? Trying to think what, if anything, that would even be.
I'm sorry.
Ice Lance. Freeze me into the face. Alright. We're just going to do this.
If I roll me.
He can ping it. Well, we've got our combo here in our hand.
May my ancestors watch over me.
If we go ahead and do 1 damage to this, yeah, it gets +3 attack, but it only has 2 health, and so it would die against one of those. No reason to silence yet, I don't think. We could just totem, but I think I like this play.
One shot, one kill.
And we'll go ahead and take it out. Spell here. Ooh, coining up to a 5. Scary. Well played.
Well played.
There's one way to deal with that worm.
I've got a huge gun.
A shot.
Favorable trade here for him, but we got the danger of the worm off the table. Ooh. May just draw a card here, and then we'll decide between ooze and totem. See what we draw. Is there any chance this would survive a turn? I don't think so. I don't think it would. Yes.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Uh-oh. Thank you. Alright, what's he gonna trade with? Alright. So if we go 2, and we'd be able to take that out, trade there, silence that, and it becomes a 2/5.
I wonder.
So that would be 2, 4. Still have 3 mana left. Totem. Totem, I guess.
What to do? Elements guide me.
Hey, give me a minute.
The thing we're running into here, and we're not going to be able to Ragnaros next turn, but the thing we're running into here is, yeah, we should have just toted him there, shouldn't we? The problem we have is that he's got us down to 19 health in this, and that obeys taunting. And, excuse me, down to 19 health, and we assume he has a power blast. He's kind of holding back some stuff there, so he probably does. We don't have a lot good to play here.
Summoning portal open.
That gives that 2 attack. He can take out, be pretty easy to take out the totem.
I wonder.
But we really don't want him to hit us to the face. It just doesn't make sense. I think we just have to hold on and hope for the best here.
Squire, attend me.
Ready, sir.
We have to get lucky here. Alright, silence. I mean, any kind of removal is what she's got to do here. Silence or removal. As long as she can, she's fine. Now she can ping it. At least it got us back in the match, basically.
Don't mess with Tusker.
And I think we go ahead here and Flame Tongue. Because the only thing we have going for us is protecting. I mean that we've just got to make a run here.
The gates are open.
Of course, if she has 2 flame strikes or, you know, a blizzard, she's going to win either way. Anyway, I believe. But
Someday I'll be just like you.
we may have to play Ancestral Spirit here just to get a spell off. Well, I don't know.
Pay attention, class.
I don't know. Let's see here. Okay. Are we willing to take 6 damage and get in Pyroblast range is the question. 4. Betrayed those 2. Okay. That gets another body on the board.
I am ready to learn.
Suck, steal, swallow. Don't mess with Tusker.
Elements guide me.
Hopefully we get something good here we can put on the other side of Flame Tongue. We're still in a lot of trouble though. You know, there's just too high of a chance that she got 2 flame strikes. She can just, maybe she doesn't have Pyroblast. If she had Pyroblast, if it was me, I would be doing all this damage to my face, because then it would be game over next turn, but it's looking like maybe she doesn't have Pyroblast, at least not in her hand yet.
Suck, steal, swine.
Elements guide me.
I got the best deals anywhere.
Too bad she had a spell to play just right there. We gotta test this spell out. Okay, it's not counterspell. Now do we have to take this out? That is the question. So we can take it out.
Sucks.
Let's see what happens
Swine.
here. Alright. Alright. She's still in a position of strength, obviously. She can take... Good play. Well, at least we got her. Got her hand emptied out. Alright, no attacking. Oh, that's good timing for that.
Tazdingo!
Same amount of cards in our deck. She's got 2 cards in her hand. Another secret. Another water elemental. What a draft she had. That's awesome. That's some awesome, awesome mage cards she got. If we take 2 damage off, it's at 4. It doesn't really help us. If we take 2 plus 4, it's at 2 damage. That does make it interesting. But we have to take 3 damage. We're not going to be able to test out her secret until we get another minion. She'll take this out no matter what we do.
I wonder.
Yeah, we can't play this right now anyway. Gotta have 2 enemies on the board. No, mercy. We still had 3 durability left and she just top decked an ooze.
I'm sorry.
We should be sorry. She gonna summon a copy of this?
Shaman!
We need healing. Need more healing than that. No more healing for us. It's game over. Probably. Obviously she can ping this. Ooh! We're not going to win this, but I will say this. Boxy has consistently top-decked everything she's needed. I mean, it's been pretty nice. Pretty nice. All she needs is 1 point of damage now.
The gates are open.
Of course. Why would I expect anything less?
Well played.
Alright, good game.
You win this.
Good game, Boxy. Lucky Boxy. Such a lucky Boxy. That was a good game. I mean, our 2 decks just kind of went back and forth, and it's a battle of attrition. It's where the mage ability in Arena is probably the strongest. I mean, sometimes you get to mid or late game like that, and you could argue that the Paladin one is the strongest because you're getting a minion every turn. I don't know. I'd say between Paladin, Mage, and also Priest. If a Priest can get a good draw in Arena and actually get a lot of ideal cards that trade really well, their healing means that they can stay in the match well past what you can. So that's one problem with Priest, but that was a good game. Ragnaros completely honestly got us back into that match. So they're early, or mid, I guess. Because that mage had so many strong cards and was able to keep the pressure up. Had us damaged pretty significantly. And then once we got Ragnaros out, it took a lot of her resources and kind of cleared all her minions to get Ragnaros off. But those flame strikes and the fireballs, the Kodo at the right time, and then 3 or 4 cards that she just top decked there at the end was just too much. So we've got a 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's think about this. A little bit of a waste early, but what are you going to do? Again, a little bit of a waste early. Draw a card, draw a card. They're just all very weak. They're all support-ish cards, not cards that you want to play at the beginning of the game. But such is life. That's what we got right now.
Greetings, friend.
Reporting for duty.
So you play a secret that early. Let's see. The minion that we play's health could be reduced to 1. You wouldn't think that they'd put redemption down. Maybe a noble sacrifice. You could put that down early. I think that's the only... Noble sacrifice is kind of the only one to me that makes sense this early.
Well played.
But I could be wrong. We'll see.
Reporting for duty.
Got some removal out of him early. We've just got nothing to play here, so we're going to draw up just to draw a card. We're going to coin up just to draw a card, I mean. We should be able to discover that secret this turn. I think when we hit a minion, they're gonna summon a 2/1 to be the new target. Which with a card like this, it's really not the end of the world. But I think that's pretty likely. If he puts something down, we'll see what he plays.
Not on my watch.
It's not a bad time for Fork Lightning.
Reporting for duty.
Kind of hope it hits the Divine Shield, but it's not a bad time. We don't have a 4 that we have to play right now. So, we'll just do that. Okay, it didn't hit the
That was a mistake.
didn't hit the Divine Shield.
Hey, give me a minute.
Alright, there's Noble Sacrifice. And that's really the only secret that made very good sense playing that early, I think. And again, we just don't have a really good play here. I guess if we were going to play Ghoul, we should have played it before doing Fort Lightning. That was a mistake. We could have gotten good value out of it. But I don't want to compound the mistake by not playing it now. I mean, yeah, it's a weak play right now, but we should have put it down earlier, and it would have been much stronger. I mean, it would have been a 4 attack, maybe 5 if that secret's ability would have counted.
To the Sindori. Not on my watch.
What an annoying deck. How do you get all these cards in Arena? I play Paladin all the time, and I've never seen like that many of all of these awesome cards. Alright, we've really got to hit. And And now I think we have to silence that puppy. Get it back to a 3-3.
Hey, give me a minute.
We need to top deck something. We're only going to have 4 mana this turn. Not too worried about the ghoul unless he plays something else. I think he's just going to... Oh, maybe he is. Oh, that's weird. Another secret.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, so he's just putting another... he's just putting another... the same one down. Noble sacrifice. That's got to be what it is. He's just giddy with joy, I'm sure. But we should be able to kill the ghoul either way here.
Well played.
Hey, give me a minute.
Always little time.
You call that a whip?
Take out the, yeah. Good play. Good play.
Reporting
good
for
play.
duty.
Just hoping for a somewhat clearable board next turn. And we'll drop Ragnaros out now. So we still have good cards in our hand, so... yeah, just trade him out. Just trade him out.
I got the best deals anywhere.
No, just trade him out. No. It's not what we want.
Reporting for duty.
Your first idea was much better. Yeah, this is workable. This is workable, right? Because he shouldn't be able to take it out in one turn. And if he can, and we'll use so much resources. Now, please hit one of his minions, thank you. Does he have a silence? If Ragnaros lives one turn, we've got Feral Spirit.
Pay attention,
Give him
class.
some backup. And his strategy right now, it looks like, is going to be just get a bunch of minions on the board. Yeah, we're going to be able to...
Reporting for duty.
I don't know, let's see. I think this is a good time to go Frostwolf Warlord, actually.
The Frost Wolves stand ready.
So he can't take out Ragnaros before he deals with the 2 taunts.
This apple on your head.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, but this is 15 damage to his face. And that's 18. We can't silence this, so it's not necessarily. I think we just go ahead and get... See what totem we get. If we go ahead and get the juggler off the board. I think it's safer that way. Yeah, if that demolisher could just keep hitting us to the face, that would be perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Reporting for duty.
No, you gotta take taunt out first, buddy. You gotta take it out with your Worgen. Ooh, double hit the taunt, okay. Kings it? Oh. 6 attack. Take out the fire emblem. Oh, that was weird.
For the horde!
Well, we at least got to see Rag do some work. Wow, this has been a lot rougher run than I was expecting. With these cards, gotten a little unlucky, I think. Can't be bad play, can it? Come on, it's got to be luck. All right, let's keep rolling here. If we go out early here, I'm gonna be so bummed out. We'll have to do a warrior arena run just to cleanse the palate. I literally have not seen warrior in probably 6 or 7 arenas, maybe more. I've seen paladin a bunch. Haven't been taking paladin because I was trying to get more proficient with other ones. I think I did 1 paladin run in the last several, but
Versus Garrosh.
haven't seen warrior. Haven't been able to pick warrior in a long time. We're gonna send everything back here. Cross our fingers, cross our toes. It's much better. It's much better. We can go ahead and coin up with mana wraith.
One kill.
Now, obviously, it makes sense to save ooze against a warrior. If at all possible, we'll just save it for the first war axe that comes out. Unfortunately, if he had a good draft, there's going to be way more than 1 weapon, but
What now?
oh, let's see here. You may be trying to figure out if it's worth using an execute or something else on this mana wraith, but I would guess in the end he'll just go to the face with his minion. We shall see, though. He's thinking hard. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go axe here because I think there's a pretty good chance he might go weapon next turn. And we'll have only 2 mana to spend if we do this, but you know, it's a good way to go ahead and get something off the board without having to trade with it and remove our minion. It keeps him at a little higher mana cost on... Oh, we're not going to be able to do ooze if he leaves this up, actually. We'll have to go totem. I would think... But see, if he goes war axe, he'll take this out. So let's see what he does. Yeah, we're only going to have 2 mana, and we have, if the mana wraith survives, we have the penalty on how much things cost. So That's a good play, because it's a good play. There's no other way around it. That's just a good play. Now we can ooze his weapon if he has one. So he'll want to trade with this or this. And by doing that, he'll remove both, basically, because we'll have to attack it, unless we take it to the face.
We must cleanse the
Now it's
sunwell.
a 6-2, 6-3. Okay, so it's even harder to remove. We could just go ahead and silence it. Then it becomes a 2-2, I believe. We'll have to test that. Not for sure. So we can either go loot hoarder or silence it. I think we silence it. So it went back to 2-3. It didn't keep the one less health. So he's at a trade advantage here. If there's really nothing to axe. I think we have to wait for him to trade. Let's see what he trades. There it is. Too bad he went ahead and used it. It's definitely the smart play, but it's too bad. Alright, so this works out.
One shot, one kill.
Mind if I roll
Elements
me?
guide me.
I think normally I would have totemed there, but because this card gives us a card when it dies, I think it's worth going ahead and getting it out there. We still have one swing of our weapon left. We should be able to trade favorably unless he has a war axe and a minion, and then it's a little more dicey. We are down to 20 health. It's hard to out-aggro a warrior, to be honest, but
Try this.
it's another weapon. Take out the ooze. Keeps us from drawing cards.
I'll give it a shot.
Hey, give me that!
We've just got one durability left. It's worth holding on to, even if he does ooze it. He can take this out if he wants with his weapon. It's probably worth it. Just so that we don't have 2 damage coming back towards whatever minion or whatever he plays. We can go War Golem next turn if nothing better comes out. And honestly, War Golem would be better to Ancestral Spirit than Fire Elemental, because we're not getting the battle cry when it comes back. So if we go War Golem next turn, let's say things go ideally. We're able to go War Golem next turn, it survives. We can go Violent Teacher and Ancestral Spirit, along with a totem. We're just going to be out of cards, but if things go well, we'll be in a really strong position by then with the War Golem coming back on the board after he kills it.
What now?
But you know what they say about the best laid plans? He may have an Arcanite Reaper just waiting, or even a Gorehowl. A Gorehowl actually takes us out in one swing. So if he has it, he'll probably use it there. He is in a little bit of an awkward position here. I think that's what's taking so long. He'll have to swing at this now. If not, we'll trade with
Someone call for the doctor.
Yeah. So we could actually go Violet Teacher, Feral Spirit, take this out, hit that, and he's in a pretty weak position. As much as I'd like to play War Golem now, I really think this puts us in a safer and stronger place. Doing it like this.
I am ready to learn.
Now we're going to have Overload -2, so that means no War Golem next turn. And honestly, it may be worth putting Ancestral Spirit on this if it survives, if he doesn't have an Execute or a Whirlwind. But I still think this was the stronger play. I think the other play could have worked and was a really good idea, but based on what he played, I think this became a little bit stronger. That's unfortunate. And now we're not going to be able to afford War Golem next turn. Only good thing was he wasn't able to... I mean, the one thing that kept him from doing was doing the 2 damage to this and being able to get one off the board easily with that. So what's this last card he's saying? Okay, so we can take one of these out now. If we do this, we'll still be able to afford War Axe. I'm sorry, War Golem next turn.
Elements guide me.
I shall do as you say.
It is certainly tempting
Instruction begins.
to put Ancestral Spirit on now. On anything really. Probably this, although you could do it on Spirit Wolf as well. It's tempting just to get the spell effect. But I think it's folly. I think this is a better play. We're not going to be able to afford both. Let's put War Golem down. Got one more swing with 4 damage. Decided to go this way instead. Now we've got that. I think the card draw there is important. So even if he hits this for 4, we get the healing at least back up to 2 health.
Silver Moon shall not fall.
Alright, now we can do War Golem and Ancestral Spirit on the same turn.
I'm ready to learn.
We do want to go ahead and take this off. And actually, I think we want to go ahead and trade. We trade favorably. We've got 2 swings of the weapon left. Heals it up by 1. Yeah, I think that's the play. I don't...
Ready to ride.
We'll save Ooze.
Well played.
Oh, we got a taunt card too. It's game over no matter what. So we got the Ancestral Spirit on the War Golem. We still haven't been able to get it on Ragnaros, but that's pretty good too. That's pretty scary. And I think we could have played a little more aggressive and perhaps ended that earlier, that War Golem play earlier. We had 2 chances to put it down before we actually did. But I don't know. I liked the plays because we got a lot out of our Violet Teacher. And I felt like it was just a little more cautious, kind of approaching what he was going to top deck. I wanted to be able to put the War Golem and the Ancestral Spirit out on the same turn.
Begin for Doomhammer.
See what this is. Alright, so we got a 3, 4, 5. We'll just send one back, and might be a little bit of a slow start. 3, 4, 5, 6, so we're definitely not going to be coining up early, but might not be coining up at all, to be honest. Okay, so there's a 2. I think we go ahead and get the ooze out. The chances of him drafting a weapon in arena, it's there, but what's more likely here is an early, if we don't put anything out, I think what's more likely is an early beast play that he tries to build upon, and because we've got a little bit of a slower start, I'd be more nervous about that. So I want to go ahead and get a minion out here. We'll just totem next turn unless we draw something compelling. So we got some removal, and he got a beast out. Okay, well, that was less than ideal for us. We'll just totem here. That trades with that beast unless he's able to really boost it up. And now next turn we've got... Oh, mercy. As tempting as that is, we've got to go for... You know, I mean, we could Flame Tongue and take this out, but I think we've got to stick to our guns here. Yeah, he's going to get a good beast out or a good card out for 5 mana, but I think this is the way we got to play it. We've got a taunt, and then we've got Frost Wolf coming. Yeah, he's just going to attack to the face. So this was a 5 mana cost card that he got out. Ooh, that kind of throws a wrench in things, but I think we stick to this taunt. Go ahead and trade here. And again, if he's not able to remove this turn, then we've got a fairly strong early Warlord. It's not as strong as it is if you play it mid-game, if you've got some momentum, but we'll go ahead and get that out unless he's able to really remove something. So now he can take this out, and probably will. Only problem is it leaves it open to, you can't attack that, leaves it open to countering it with that. So, I don't know, not getting a lot of value. This is a 5/5, but he's got nothing on the board. We're going to follow that up with a Harpy, or we could go Feral Spirit, Ooze, and next turn only have 4 mana to play with nothing really to play.
The frost will stand.
Now, it totally depends on what he plays, on whether or not we go Harpy or use our other cards here. If he's able to remove this and get a minion down, then, yeah, Harpy may not make sense.
My shield for Argus!
Yeah. Can't be a play. He can't be very happy about that. So this is only going to do 3 damage. So we'll just trade here and then pull our Harpy out. Oh. So we could go Fort Lightning, trade here, and we'd have 5 mana. 3, 4, 5. Could be a strong play.
I wonder.
It's probably a stronger play, to be honest. 3. 4, 5.
For the Horde!
So now we're coming back with only 5 mana. And that's the only problem with this play was that... Oh, he's got 2 of those things. How weird. Wow. Such luck. Alright. We could go ahead and silence it. We just have to get minions up. Are we going to trade with it? Probably not. We'll just silence it. Oh, we had way more. We had way more overload than I realized. What was the other overload from? That was just 2, so we should have been at 5.
I wonder.
Huh. Alright, we could go ahead and trade here. We've got card advantage. I mean, what could he really have with that, though? We have lots of ways of trading at that next turn. We'll just stay like this. Does he have another beast? Yep. Alright. There's nothing that he can take this out in one hit with, is his problem. He's got to sacrifice 2 minions to take it out. Well, that becomes a deadly card, doesn't it? Now, here's the question. Ah, that's the wrong one. He really wants to deal with this.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Okay, now he can take this out. Oh, he doesn't need to. Look at that. What a great play. Alright. That gets it down to 4. That gets it down to 4. And then we ignore it.
I wonder.
Right? Isn't that right? Or maybe we hit it and then hit him in the face and then trade with it.
I've got a huge gun.
We could actually trade with both. I think that's the play.
To Northrend.
If he gets deadly shot, I'll be sad.
Medic!
Oh, that's brutal. Oh, that's brutal too. That's GG. I don't really care what he has. That's GG. Doesn't matter.
Well fought. Well played.
I'm kind of glad he conceded there because I wasn't going to be able to resist to just throw Ragnaros down. I could have killed him what was on the table, but it's Ragnaros. It is Ragnaros. Getting something to drink real quick.
Thrall versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
For Doomhammer.
No. You know, we haven't played Doomhammer yet. Alright, so we can,
Greetings, friend.
boy, we've got 4 2s in our hand right now. We'll get Mana Wraith out early. Hopefully he doesn't have one of those, kind of cheesy early priest plays. There we go. Alright, oh, we've got an owl. I hate to have this many 2s, but it makes me feel better that we have something to silence whatever first big nasty thing he puts down. Alright, so next we'll go ooze. Man, look at all these 2s though. Oh, this is awful. We can Warhammer, Stormforged Axe, that helps a little bit, but
Wanna blow something up?
that's ridiculous.
My apologies.
Elements guide me.
Mind if I roll knee?
It's almost not worth a removal spell. It's probably when we'll see his first
Your
minion.
magic shall not save you.
Hey, give me that!
I don't really like playing Fork Tongue there, but we don't really have anything else going on right now.
My shield for Argus.
This is precarious. Getting all his removal spells out of him. If he, I guess if he has multiples of all those removal spells, then I don't think there's anything we're going to be able to do. So we can...
I've got a heat.
We can double trade here if we want. And if we're going to, we need to go ahead and put the ghoul down. 1, 2, and then we have a pretty strong ghoul and commando up. We're in mind control range.
Locked and loaded.
Also Holy Nova range apparently, because he had this junky card in his deck. How much overload? 2.
Elements guide me. Elements guide me.
We're in trouble, folks. We're in trouble. The way it's gone, the way our cards came out, we had so many weak early 2s that just were sitting there. It's all we had to play. And so he was able to just kind of hold back and prepare for all this. Alright. 2. Silence that junk. There's nothing worth,
Elements guide me. Elements guide me.
nothing worth, what am I trying to say? Ancestral spiriting right now. So he's got us in a position, though. I mean, the first time we get a decent card, we'll probably put Ancestral Spirit on it. And then... oh, mercy. All these little cards are going to be everywhere. We got to take out that ghoul, though. He has mind control, it's game over. If he doesn't, maybe it's game over. I don't know. Take out that.
Elements guide me. Elements guide me.
He has mind control, it's GG. That Doomhammer is ridiculous. That's what he top decked. Okay, so you can... oh, interesting. What does he have in his hands?
Stand ready.
Coming through.
Elements guide me. Elements guide me.
It kills us, it kills us. I think it's worth the risk. He's just waiting to try to get his mind control in his hand.
For Najata.
Oh. Alright, we have to get those off the table because we're getting 2 damage for sure from this. We only have one thing to attack with, so attack this. Currently we can do 12 damage next turn.
Join or die, or both.
Alright. Why would you attack that one? Oh, to go ahead and draw a card. I got you. Good play. Alright. No point in holding back here. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It still doesn't take him out in one turn, so we'll go ahead and trade with that. Alright, he's got 1 turn. We've got 2 health. All he needs is 1. Just something that does 2 damage. Okay, we'll just trade there. And that's GG. We don't have to trade anywhere. Well, he had every other spell and removal, but apparently he didn't have mind control or couldn't get it out of his deck, so. Alright, well, I said if we didn't get to 4 or 5 wins that I would be pretty surprised, and I was kind of sticking my neck out there. And it was rough because out of the first 3 matches, or 4 matches, did we have 2 losses? I think after the first 3 matches we had 2 losses. But we've come back and get to 5. You know, I think it just depends on the way we get cards out. If we have another start like we did against that priest where we get 5 2s and most of them are support 2s, then that's going to be difficult. I mean, against most people that probably will be a loss, but Ragnaros came in and saved the day that time, so let's see if we can eke a 6 win out of it.
Thrall!
Oh no.
Undoing!
The light shall bring victory.
For Doomhammer.
I don't like Ghoul early game as much as late game, or mid game, but I'm not throwing back everything and risking not even having a 3. Holy cow.
Greetings, friend.
I guarantee you this priest will have mind control.
Greetings.
I can taste the mana.
Done. He's going to get early lead on us here. As long as he has Expel to cast, this will be a 3 attack. If the spell removes this, that's... Okay, never mind. Not a lot we can do right now. Not a lot. Just may not be in the cards this game. We've got all these expensive cards that he'll just mind control. That's a 15 damage turn. There's nothing we can do about it right now.
They'll never know what hit them.
Alright, so we could axe this, but that would leave us only 4, so it'd be chill wind. So if we use this, trade, we can't afford to hang out. War Golem, Ragnaros. If he's got mind control, he wins. If he doesn't, he still wins, probably.
Speak to me.
Let's test the mind control theory out here. He's been drawing from these cards. This one's been there a little while, I think. Okay. Do we have our silence? Nope, of course not. That's helpful.
They'll never know what hit him.
He's gonna get there one way or the other. He's just counting on it. How much damage do we do? 2. So that's gonna give him card draw. I think we have to take out the Acolyte of Pain before we
I wonder.
do this. We're not gonna have enough for Ragnaros this turn. Good play. Now we'll get double card draw off of him. We honestly need more taunt. Alright, do 2 damage. That gets that down to 6. Then we can just trade the ghoul for it. Or we can trade this for it because it's going to come right back. And then this becomes much stronger. Let's see what else we're going to play this turn. 4, 5, 6.
Mind if I roll me?
We kind of have mind control protection, at least right now. If all he does is mind control one thing, no matter what it is, we can deal with it. What we don't have is health. That's the one thing we don't have. Alright, kill that. I don't know. Holy cow. We have to play this now, don't we? We just have to play this now.
Well played.
8, 12, 14. Oh. 10. Not bad. Gotta watch me. I think I would have counted it up before I actually started hitting things, but maybe not before I would have put this out. And, you know, that's just silly. You gotta keep track of that. The first priest we played was tougher than that one. He probably just had bad card draw. And, you know, by the time we got so much on the board, at that point, mind control wouldn't have helped him, really. I mean, it would have just slowed us down, but we had Ragnaros sitting there, so I don't know. Now, if he had 2 mind controls in a row and somehow could have survived that long, maybe, but...
Thrall versus Gul'dan.
This is where if we have another one of our slow starts, that's not bad.
For Doomhammer.
That's not bad. I'm afraid to send anything back because of the cards we've been getting in return when we tried to get something better, so... Probably I'd say Ooze over Pint-Sized Summoner because we don't need the minion cost reduction. Yuck. gives him time to build up here. I don't really like this card. When I play Warlock, I don't intentionally get this very often.
You're in
Let's see what he
now.
has to discard. All right. Now we're going. Really, honestly, that doesn't do that much this turn. Next turn it might. This turn it doesn't. So now, he's not going to want to trade with this, at least not to this. He may trade here, but that would seem as a little silly. Let's see what he's coming back with. Forked Lightning actually could work good if he ends up with a Blood Imp on the board. If we can time it where there's just 2 enemies,
Possibilities.
we can remove it. That just became nasty. It's not so nasty that we can't trade with it, which we'll happily do. Alright, so we can go card draw, or we can get a somewhat decent little ghoul on the board. We could Stormforge axe that puppy and have full... We could go Stormforge axe, kill it, take 6 damage, put pint-sized minion up, and potentially get something out next round pretty cheap. Actually, I think I like that.
Elements.
I mean, you hate to take 6 damage just when you don't have to, but we keep this alive another turn, and we have a cheap summon next turn if he can't remove it. Now, Warlocks have good removal, but it may be hard to remove both with 4 mana. We do have 1 Overload, but we've got 1 cheaper on summoning. Now we don't have 1 cheaper on summoning. Now we need to do Forked Lightning. Another Overload, this times 2. But 3, 4. Let's get the ghoul out first. Sacrifice this.
Coming through.
We really need to have board control, because if he has a lot of Warlock cards, especially the ones that damage him, they're more powerful than your average bear. Okay, let's see. We're going to have 4 mana next turn. 4 mana this turn. So we'll just be drawing a card.
Pass me that arc light spanner.
Okay. So we don't want to trade here. I think we want to trade here. Here. Makes it where it's difficult for him to life tap very much anymore. But let's see what he has to put up. Okay, you just top deck something he might play here. 5 cards. He's held on to these for a while, so I don't know what that would be. I would almost rather it be a stronger imp than Blood Imp. Blood Imps can be so annoying with trading. Alright. So he's just going to take 10 damage this turn, 12 damage this turn, 14 damage this turn. Let's see, 2, 4, 12, 14 damage. And then we still can play this.
What to do?
I've got a huge gun.
Mind if I roll me?
Well,
Elements guide me. I thank you.
He should play this out. I mean, it's not necessarily over. But he'd have to have taunt. I mean, heck, he could do Twisting Nether and wipe the board. Well, no. That's an 8 mana spell. He can't do that. He could do 1 damage to everything. Or he could do... I just don't think he can take everything out. I don't think he has enough. Unless he has a bunch of little removals and a couple tricks, then I don't think he has enough to remove everything.
Many possibilities.
Alright, so 7 defense. And that's all he's got. Now he's going to have to... Well, he can't really trade.
This time, well played.
Temptance. Good game. Good game. A golden card that I don't like that much. Although in Constructed I could see it be strong. I can see where that Totemic Knight would be strong in Constructed if you're really building around board control and totem presence. Maybe with Bloodlust. Maybe. But I bet that's not high up on the list of must-have cards, even in the better constructed Shaman decks. Although I could be wrong. I don't do enough Constructed. I don't spend enough time thinking about what it looks like over there in the Constructed world. Alright, as much as I love you, Ragnaros, it's too early. I'm going to keep our Feral Spirit and our Chill Wind and hope that one of these two is... Oh, mercy. We might be relying on Feral Spirits just to keep us alive. Another Warlock here. Interesting. We don't have anything to coin up into.
Greetings, friend.
And I felt like the last Warlock we played had bad card draw. I mean, I don't... Normally, with decent card draw, Warlock's going to be much tougher than that. There's nothing to coin into here.
I'll get right on it.
Because of the cards that we have right now, I'm actually going to coin into Feral Spirits. The problem is, it means we won't have a play unless he just sits and doesn't attack one. Now he could put a Blood Imp down. Okay. It's a good play. It's a good play. Life tap. So we'll just get one attack out of this and then it's gone. So he cleared it. He basically cleared it in one turn. Too bad we didn't draw silence there. Silence that mess right off of it. So everybody kind of resets here. He's got 4 mana, we'll have 4 mana.
Not ready.
Of course the Yeti matches up good against that, but he's gonna have a spell or something. I mean, there's no way that Yeti will stay on the board here. He'll remove it somehow, one way or another.
Yes, me and Mr.
Oh,
White.
maybe not. Well, then he should attack to the face, obviously. You don't trade with that. Huh. I guess that's alright. And we do not have a good 5 here. Do not have a good 5. 2 damage. Overload 2. Then if we get this, overload 3. So turn 6 we'd only have 3 mana. We don't have anything to play with 3 mana. We still have, let's see, 1, 3, and then we don't have anything to play. But such is life. Now we could go ahead and do this instead of stacking up our overload anymore. So we can always get our axe out next turn if we need to. There's a card we can play with some of this overload. That's good. That's good. We actually would have been okay axing.
Why do you call?
so we could go 2 damage to 2 random enemies here, see what happens, and then probably go ahead and Golem. It's going to be Overload 2 again though. Oh, it didn't take that one. I forgot that one. That one had 3 health, that's right. But it's not worth axing now.
Hey, give me a minute.
So we'll have 5 mana if there's anything left
is
on the
my
board.
shield.
Oh, mercy. Alright, so if we axe it, it's got 5 health. Can't kill it there. If we Doom Hammer 3 and then could trade with both of them, that doesn't make sense. Let's just get a strong card out on the table and we'll let him do the trading.
Behold the might of Stormwind!
That would be weird. I mean, you could do that, especially if he has another, whatever those coil things are called. Yeah, I think I would go to the face here. You've got 10 attack right now. Alright, can we kill anything is the question. We pop its shield, we can kill it. Then he's got these 2 still left just as strong. If Ragnaros doesn't take out one of them, then I think we've got to try it.
Hey, give me a minute.
I think my question here is, if we don't, we have to take this out. Don't hit him. Thank you. Thank you, Ragnaros. That was the perfect aim on your devastation there. I'm sure he's got removal for it, but that got us out of a pickle. There's no way around that fact. It got us out of a pickle. And he may just ignore Ragnaros and go to our face here. It's probably... It'd be what I would be tempted to do because he's got us so low in health. And now he's got 2 taunts up, so I think that's the right play. Let's see what we can do about this though. Alright, 2 damage. That doesn't necessarily help. Although you might get it to 3. We can't trade good. Alright, Doom Hammer. All that helps us do is go to his face later. I mean, we can't. We don't have enough life to do that. 7 War Golem, I think, is the play, and Mana Wraith just to make his minions cost a little more. Does that really matter? Wouldn't a taunt be more valuable? Let's go for a taunt. Okay, now we get rid of. Doesn't matter, I don't think. But we do attack one. We don't attack that with that. Well, gets it down to 3. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Okay, that was less than ideal there, Rag. Could have done better, buddy. Problem is we only have 10 health. So he just needs to... Oh, that stinks. Alright, so he just needs to have a card that does 4 additional damage. Okay, he's life tapping. He's trying to get it. He just needs something to either remove it directly or do 4 additional damage. Okay, so he's going for the War Golem. Gets it down to 3 health. Well, that's a good play. That's a good play. It gets him back in the,
Silver Moon shall
at least
not fall.
possibly back in the game here. I think this is going to be a good Fort Lightning time because it removes that thing and it kills the other. But let's see what we draw first. Yeah, he doesn't have a weapon. That doesn't matter. And now if we can just get some more minions out. Actually, again, going for taunt here, I think is that healing? Ooh, yeah. Heal that Ragnaros up. Good game. A little slow on my well-playeds here recently at the end. Alright. So, I guess let's talk about the cards real quick, because it's almost coming to an end here, one way or the other. We'll either be 8-3 or 9-2. One of the reasons I mentioned earlier that I feel like Fire Elemental is one of the most strong class minions for Arena. And that's because it comes out on 6 mana, and when you're playing when you can get it out at 6 mana, 3 damage still matters. So it's a solid minion, plus it does that 3 damage. That's why I think it's so strong. Obviously, Ragnaros has been great. War Golem has been important. Wind Fury Harpy has been important at times. So some of these higher level minions we got have been very key. Fort Lightning, you can't say enough. I mean, to have 3 of those in this deck has been the difference in some of the matches. So Feral Spirit has also, when we've gotten those slow starts, if we've been fortunate enough to get Feral Spirit, that coming in has helped us survive long enough to turn the tables. So it's interesting. We had 2 early losses, but you know, besides those 2 matches, we've been fairly consistent on having cards that we can play. So it's been a good run. No matter how this last match goes, it's been a good run with this deck.
Thrall versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
For Doomhammer.
It's the last match. Going to roll the dice here because none of those cards really made sense in the beginning. Alright, so not great. We're going to have to depend on some early card draw.
Greetings, friend.
Hello.
According to what they play. Okay, let's see here. I really hope we top deck a 2, because I don't really... Okay, good. I did not really want to coin into Razorfin Hunter, because the 1/1 part of that is so easily killed by a mage. No weapons for a mage, obviously, so our oozes are just straight minions this time. If we do this turn 4, we've only got 3 mana. But it's a valuable time to do it, I think. Now do we want to get... No, I think we want to get Mana Wraith. Sorry, we only have 2 mana, but we'll have 3 mana. Let's see. I don't know. I'm not counting very good right now. We'll have 2 mana. It's a good play. for the mage because now she can hero ability this and still have 3 mana to spend. Or, if there's something she wants to get out for 3 mana, she'd have to hero ability this. Wow. I say, wow.
The Frost Wolves stand ready.
Okay, it's going to take out one of them either way, right? But we can't let it take out both of them.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Now she take out the taunt with it. Good. Good play. Very good play. I think we may have to go Spirit Wolves here. Obviously, we've got to take this out. We could hold off. We could go Harvest Golem, Razorfin. She could hero ability the 1/1. But we're still in a pretty strong position there.
Don't mess with Tusker.
Job's done.
If we don't have to go Spirit Wolf next turn, we're only 2 turns from Ragnaros. And really applying some early pressure. So she put that down, I think, mostly because she's trying to get the right card. What'd she top deck?
You call that
Iron
a
Dwarf.
weapon?
Take this out now. It's a good trade for her. Nothing to silence. Let's see if we go. Unfortunately, I think we are not going to be playing Ragnaros next turn. 4, 4, 5, 6. Or, yeah, we're just getting too much value on Fork Lightning here. Now, Flame Strike makes us sad, obviously.
Suck steel. Why?
We're only going to have 4 mana, so we're basically going to be, unless we have to silence something, we're going to be going Gnomish Engineer here. Flame Strike here turns the match in her favor because it'll be 2 turns before we get Ragnaros out. That's the riskiest moment right here is that. I mean, Blizzard is okay. Honestly, it's not as bad, but Flame Strike is just brutal. Alright, so no Flame Strike. What did she just hero ability? Interesting. She must not have a...
shall not save you.
Someday I'll be just like
Okay,
you.
we'll silence that. So her spells cost full. We could go Overload 1 and still be able to get Ragnaros out. Well, let me think before we silence it, because we may just be killing it. It does 3 damage, though. Yeah, we could just trade here. And then...
I wonder.
Okay. We're not going to silence.
done.
This should be a good turn to Ragnaros. Just about any play she makes, I think Ragnaros is a good play next turn. And that's all we'll have mana for is Ragnaros, of course. Flame Strike?
I wonder.
Nope. What are you doing to that one? Oh, okay. Yeah. Totally Ragnaros this turn. Again, unless she does something really weird. Yeah, it's still Ragnaros. We can take this out.
Guide me.
Not really worried about that for right now. She'd have to have taunt. I mean, she got to be able to kill this and get some serious taunt out for our weapons not to win this match for us.
I wonder. Well played.
Well played.
You win.
All right. Good game, Mr. Timsy. And that was our best match yet. I mean, save it for the last one, but cards were just perfect that match. I mean, there was the momentum we had there, the flow of the match. Just there was one moment where Flame Strike could have ruined us, I guess. But besides that, I mean, it was just such a good match there, the way the cards came out. So let's be honest though here. Ragnaros, a little overpowered. Without Ragnaros, how well does this deck do? I think this deck maybe only gets 5 or 6 wins without Ragnaros. It's hard to say, but when I look back, there were at least 2 matches, that not being one of them. That was probably a win regardless if we'd played something else at that moment, but there were at least 2 matches where Ragnaros definitely was the reason why the momentum totally changed and we ended up winning. But it is a little, it's not exact math, because if you take Ragnaros off, you have to assume, well, you're adding something else to the deck. So the deck gets a little stronger again, one way or another. Again, I think maybe you're looking at 4, 5, 6 wins without Ragnaros being at least more of a possibility, where even though we had those 2 early losses, once we got some momentum and some half-decent card draw, we were able to pull it out. And honestly, this was a pretty consistent deck. 2 packs, that's great. So 180 gold, one of the lower gold amounts I've seen, but that's because there's 2 packs here. And a lot of dust, 50 dust. I mean, that's worth more than a pack in dust, I think. If I'm at least on average it is. Let's see if either of these packs are decent. Alright, looks like this is just a standard. Oh, whoa, never mind. Very cool to have a golden worgen. And a young priestess. Let's see what's in the second one. That was a valuable pack because it's golden. Alright, there's the rare. Another rare. So 2 rares. Another valuable pack. Let's see how many of these are craftable and how many are new cards. Ooh, a lot of new cards. Well, 6 that we've had, but all of those rares, and so 4 new cards. Let's see what they were. Master Disguise, that's our first one. Not much of a rogue man, so I'm not sure how valuable that is in constructed. First Mortal Strike, interesting. Did not realize we didn't have any Mortal Strikes. And we already had 2 Worgens, but now we've got a golden one, and that's our first young priestess. Alright. Alright, this has been M-Dog, a 9-win Shaman deck. Thank you for watching.
Bye bye, Nods.